lot of people want me dead. They call it justice. I'm the only one who knows the truth. All I have left is the wind by my side.
Hey guys, welcome back to Yasuo School. I've gotten a lot of requests for builds, masteries, runes, etc., so I decided to make a video on it. In this video, I'll be covering the main builds I go for both mid and top Yasuo, the masteries I do and why, and the rune sets I have. The key things about why I change the setups are mainly based on matchups, which I'll explain further into the video. Here's a quick overview of what I have for runes. I have a standard Yasuo page that I will almost always use, consisting of attack speed reds, armor yellows, MR blues, and attack speed quints. For standard masteries, I use the Fervor of Battle keystone. This is because the attack speed rune page lets me stack Fervor of Battle extremely quickly in any fight I get into. Now, let's get into the details. First off, let's talk about runes and masteries. I have 3 core rune pages I run. 1. The attack speed rune page. 2. The attack damage attack speed rune page. And 3. The lifesteal attack speed rune page. These are 3 core rune pages I run because they work for almost all matchups in League. The masteries I have based on keystones are Fervor of Battle, Warlord's Bloodlust, Grasp of the Undying, and the occasional Thunderlord's Decree. First, let's talk about the lifesteal rune page. I mainly run this rune page top lane because the attack speed is very nice in general, but the 3% bonus lifesteal helps with sustain in the top lane when going against champions with built-in sustain, such as Maokai, Fiora, Irelia, etc. Now, 3% doesn't seem like a lot of lifesteal, but when you pair it up with the right mastery page, you should have enough sustain to help you live through the early game. With this rune page, I like to take either Grasp of the Undying for the built-in sustain and extra healing it provides with the Grasp active and runic armor, which increases lifesteal, or I take the Warlord's Bloodlust page because it provides sustain and even boosts your sustain when the lower you are, along with having the Vampirism mastery, which adds another 2% lifesteal. I take the Grasp mastery when in top lane against heavy tanks, such as Trundle, Maokai, and Malphite, and I take the Warlords against poke/dueling partners with sustain, such as Renekton, Fiora, and Irelia. The second setup I have is the full attack speed rune page. This rune page provides a lot of attack speed, which leads to quicker autos and faster Qs because your Q cooldown scales with attack speed. This page is mainly used in dueling matchups in mid and top, such as Zed, Gangplank, Echo, and Fizz. I run this rune page because the attack speed is helpful in all stages of the game, and once you get more items, you will feel the true power and speed of this page. I like to pair this rune page with a keystone Fervor of Battle because the attack speed helps stack the mastery extremely quickly, and because the bonus AD from Fervor is also abused with the massive attack speed you have in all stages of the game. I sometimes take Warlords with this page because it provides a lot of auto attacks which heal, and the healing is very good, especially in low HP duels. The last setup I have is with the AD and attack speed rune page. This page provides a decent amount of attack speed, which can help with early game and lowers the Q cooldown, but the main difference is the fact that this page is 8.5 bonus AD, which is nice for extremely quick trades or poke. I normally use this page when my plan in lane is to dash in with my E, Q them for harass, and dash out before they can retaliate. I use this mainly in the matchup of Ahri, Bran, Lissandra, Cho'Gath, Hecarim, etc. This is a pretty standard page, so there isn't really much explaining to do, but the mastery pages I would pair this rune page with would be Thunderlords, because my plan is to E in and EQ auto to proc Thunderlords and dash out, so it provides that extra burst and poke, or I would be using the Warlords page to have sustain in lane and for me to trade really fast and heal up the damage I take, so I can go in to trade/poke again. Now for the builds. In this part, I'll be explaining the 4 core builds that almost all Yasuos go, and then I'll be explaining the tank Suo. After, I will pair up the builds with the runes and masteries I listed before. The first build is the old school Yasuo, which consists of Static Shiv and Infinity Edge. This build is what was used in the past on Yasuo's release, and it is still sometimes used today. This is mainly used when you have a tanky team with a lot of knockups, such as a tank top like Malphite, a tanky/booster jungle like Gragas or Rek'Sai, you mid lane, high DPS ADC like Jinx or Vayne, and an engaged support like Alistar or Braum. This build makes you extremely squishy, so your damage will be insane, so you need to be able to deal your damage and not die, which is why your team must be tanky, have peel, and they must have CC for you to survive. The mix-up on this build would be the Phantom Dancer Infinity Edge build. This build should be used in the same team comp type as the Static Shiv Infinity Edge build, but it would use PD, so you could have the dueling potential, or because you are playing top lane. If you are top lane, then the only thing changing is the top laner becoming you, and the mid laner becoming a CC mid laner such as Orianna. Now remember, full AD comps are easily countered with armor, so you have to make sure that you get your penetration, or you close the game out pre-30 minutes. The more popular build and newer build would be the Phantom Dancer Triforce build. This build provides a lot more survivability because you would be a little bit tankier, and you would have a lot more mobility from Phage compared to the Infinity Edge build. This build can be either taken top or mid, because it provides good damage while being tankier. The team comp you want to use this build in is really any team comp with CC/knockups. This build is really good in almost all scenarios because it provides mobility, base damage from your build and Sheen, pushing power from Sheen, and the engage potential with bonus move speed from Phage. The Phage move speed will also help you dash around quicker because Yasuo's E can be smoother with more move speed. You can mix this build up by swapping Phantom Dancer for Static Shiv, and you would want to do this if you want more burst from Shiv, if you want extra wave clear from Shiv, or if you want that little extra bit of magic damage. This build has insane dueling potential, and it can be great in team fights. This should be the go-to base build for most of your games. The special build for all the hipsters or fun guys would be Yasuo. I have not tried this out a lot and it doesn't seem that good in my opinion, but Yasuo consists of being a big tank by getting Sunfire, Titanic Hydra, Frozen Mallet, and more tank items. Now it's time for the items you get after your core. Let's start with boots. I get Swiftness boots most of the time because of the slow resist, and the move speed is just insanely good on Yasuo, and the extra move speed again will help with your E dash speed and the smoothness of it. The only other boots I would consider buying on Yasuo would be Merc Treads if they have a lot of CC or magic damage, or I would get Ninja Tabbies if they have a lot of AD or if they're auto attack based. Now for the fun items. After any of the cores I listed, you could get more damage by buying BT if you need to sustain, or Bork if they have an HP stacked team. Mercurial Scimitar is also a very good item because it provides sustain, and the QSS active can be very useful against team comps with a lot of CC lockdown. If you need to get tanky, you should be getting Sterix Gauge if they have a lot of mixed damage, Maw of Malmortius if they are AP heavy, Deadman's Plate if you need the armor, HP, and move speed, Sunfire Cape if you want the aura damage and armor, Randuin's Omen if they have a lot of crit damage, Banshee's Veil if they are AP heavy and you can block important abilities such as Thresh Hook or Nidalee Spear, or Spirit Visage if you need the bonus sustain or if they are AP heavy. These are items that are meant to be bought after your core, which your core would be Shiv IE, PD Tri, etc. The endgame items can be any of the items listed previously, and items like Guardian Angel, Warmogs, or maybe even Thornmail. There's a lot of controversy on building Last Whisper on Yasuo because of the armor pen given from his ult, but I think Last Whisper is almost essential on Yasuo. Lord Doms provides a lot of bonus damage against champions that would be super tanky and HP stacked, such as Malphite and Maokai, and Mortal Reminder would be good in situations with self-healers such as Mundo, Vladimir, and Volibear. The idea of opting out of armor pen is just ridiculous in my opinion because bonus penetration is never bad on any champion. Now, the thoughts you should have when building Yasuo are: 1. Does my team have a lot of peel, or do I need to be tanky? Pick one of the core builds accordingly. 2. Do they have a lot of AD/AP/mixed damage? Get Maw of Malmortius, Randuin's, or Gauge accordingly. If they don't have major damage you're scared of, get BT or Bork. 3. Can I keep getting more damage, or should I opt for tank stats? Depending on your answer, you should build accordingly. Now for the finale, putting it all together. When I play Yasuo, I have a specific build idea and rune/mastery setup from the moment champ select ends, because I can see the enemy team and what they consist of. I mainly set up my runes and masteries to win lane, and I think of a build to work around their team comp. Of course, it can change depending on what goes on in game, but it should be similar to what you had in mind before. Now, for a summary, there are 3 key rune pages that are the attack speed page, the lifesteal page, and the AD page. 4 mastery pages, which are Grasp, Fervor, Warlords, and the occasional Thunderlords. There are core builds on Yasuo, which are Shiv/Phantom Dancer combined with Infinity Edge/Triforce, depending on the team comp. The remainder of the build is based around what goes on in game. Hopefully this guide will help you on your decisions with what to build and set up, and it leads to more victories in your games. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.
Follow the wind, but watch your back.